All right, I hope you had a super time watching all of those primary color videos. Who knew that red, yellow, and blue could be so special and create so many amazing other colors? With just those three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, you can create the rest of the colors on the color wheel. And that's what we're going to work on today. So I said for you to have this out already. It should be sitting on your table. You should be ready to go. We are going to start working on the mixing the secondary colors page. Okay, so here we are going to start mixing these secondary colors. Now, usually when you think about mixing something, we think about using paint. I'm going to have my watercolor paint and my water and paintbrush available so I can show you how to mix with watercolor. Now, if you don't have any watercolor paint, you know I love my oil pastels. I'm busting these guys out for the first time this year, so they're still all nice and neat, but we're gonna get some use out of them today so I can show you another way that you can mix with a different material. And if you do not have paint or oil pastels, you can also use crayons or markers. However, if you're using crayons or markers, the paint is not actually going to mix. I'm sorry, the crayons and markers are not actually going to mix, but you will have the right setup for what would happen if they mix. So you can use those also. So let's get started on orange. Now, orange is a secondary color. Reach, reach, reach in your brain. Remember those primary color videos? What makes orange? Well, what do you think makes orange? If you had to pick two of those primary colors, which ones would you go with to create the color orange? Do you have it? I'm thinking that I need to use red and yellow. Who's with me? All right, red and yellow is correct. So I am going to stake out my colors here for my watercolor palette. I only need red and yellow. So when I am adding water to these, I'm only going to put little drippy puddles in my red paint. Wash your brush. And in my yellow paint. Remember to be very gentle with your watercolors. We want to pet them like you're petting a little kitty cat or a puppy dog. We don't want to mess up the hair on the brush. Okay, so I have my little swimming pools. You can see they're a little jiggly wiggly in there. So I need red and yellow to make orange. Here I go. I'm going to put my colors up here so they're not on top of my sketchbook. And I'm going to start with the red. Gentle, gentle when you get your paint. I'm going to put red in this first box. Wash out your brush. When you move over to yellow. Now, because I'm using paint, I have an orange right here. But because this is mixing the secondary colors, if you have paint, it's fun to try to make your own orange. That's the whole point. So we want to start with the lighter color, and in this case, the lighter color is yellow. So I'm going to put some yellow down first. Now, when you're mixing colors, you have to make sure that the colors are wet, so you can't let it dry in between. I'm going to have my yellow get a little tiny bit of red. Red's a really strong color. Only take a little bit and mix it on there. And it should start creating orange. If it's not orange enough, you can get a little more red and keep adding, adding, adding till you get the right color. Now, if you don't have watercolors, remember you can use other materials. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth until I have a nice orange color here that I'm happy with. Now you can see because I'm using watercolor, my paper's getting a little bit wiggly, and it is kind of going through to the back here. You could always take a piece of scrap paper and tuck it behind there so it doesn't get on any of your other pages. So since I have my pastels to use also, let's do the next one together. The next color says purple. All right, guys, what do you think makes purple? Think back to Red Town and Blueville. What is going to make purple? Oh, I gave you the answer. It's red and blue. So this time I'm going to show you with pastels in case you choose to use these for yours. I'm going to outline the red box and color it red. I want to make sure I fill that in all the way. All right, then I have yellow. So over here, oh my gosh. Then I have blue. So I grab my blue and I outline my blue box. I'm gonna fill that one in all the way also. Okay, in the middle here, we are trying to make purple. Now, if you look in your pastels, you will probably have a purple pastel. You are more than welcome to color that purple with the purple pastel, or you can try mixing those colors together. You can try mixing your red and mixing your blue. So here, if I had some red and I put some blue on top of it, you can see that that is making purple. But also, I'm going to add a little more red on there, just mix it up really good. Also, you can just take your purple and color it purple. That's okay too. It's going to give you a different color purple either way, but red and blue make purple. Then down at the bottom we have green. All right, green. Dig deep. What makes green? Were you thinking blue and yellow? If you were thinking blue and yellow, you are correct. So this time, I'm going to use my crayons. You could also use your markers. Okay. So I am going to have, where's my yellow? And my blue. Now we said that you can't mix crayons like I mixed the pastels. So this time I will need a yellow, a blue, and the green to go in the middle. It doesn't matter what side you put the yellow or blue on. That's up to you. So here I'm going to outline my square for blue, coloring my blue square blue. Outlining my yellow square yellow. I am going to color that square yellow. And then I'm outlining my green box green. Now on this page, I used watercolors, pastels, and crayons. You do not need to use all 3 different materials. I am just showing you how you can do this page with different materials depending on what you have at home to work with. So whether you have red and yellow make orange with watercolor, or whether you used pastel and you tried to mix it, or you just used 3 pastels, or whether you just have crayon or marker, as long as the colors line up, you are good to go. So let's practice it again. Red and yellow make orange. Red and blue make purple. And blue and yellow make green. All right, kindergarten and first grade friends, that is it for your color mixing this week. That was so easy, right? Since you are finished now with both of these pages, when you take the photograph to submit this project for this week, you're going to take the photo so that you can see both pages. Or if it's easier for you, you can take 2 different photos and submit them. But it's going to be in the same assignment, block 2, week 2 is where I want to see both of these things. Okay, we did not submit our color wheel last week. We didn't have to, but today you're going to take one photo that has both pages in it or 2 separate photos and submit 2 pictures. Whatever works for you. But the assignment is in the classwork section for Block 2, Week 2. All right, I hope you had fun mixing colors this week. Next week, we are going to be using those colors to make some wonderful monsters. I'll see you next week. Bye.